Courage. Courage, 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 courage. We all have courage, but do we believe in using the courage and when to use the courage? Do you have courage? I'm going to tell you a little story about when I had courage, or I had to use my courage. If you don't know who I am, my name is Brandon A. Denson. I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes in 2004. Yes, 2004. I remember it like it was yesterday. I remember being in the emergency room at the University of Michigan. Yes, that other school up the street from Michigan State. And I remember my mom crying a lot. She came back into the emergency room that I was in after speaking with the doctor in the hallway. And that's when it changed. That's when things started to change for me. Maybe not right in that moment because adrenaline was still going. But I just remember hopping off that hospital bed and telling her, prior to me knowing that I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, that I was going to be okay, that we were going to be okay. And I gave her a big hug. And she was just bawling. And I knew whatever it was, that I was going to have to use my courage to make sure she was fine and ultimately to make sure I was fine. A couple moments later, the doctor let me know that I was a type 1 diabetic and then I was going to have to take insulin for the rest of my life or until there was a cure. I had to use my courage to make sure she wasn't scared. But ultimately, I didn't know what was ahead. So I had to have the courage not only for myself, but for my mother as well. And I'm not going to say I had all the answers then, because I damn sure didn't. And I damn sure don't have all the answers now. But I had to use every bit of courage within myself to make sure that I was fine. And ultimately, to make sure my mother was fine. Now, we may have a lot of courage or a little courage, but the fact that you have courage, that's all you need. We all have courage within us. Sometimes we have to look for it. Sometimes we have to find it. We have to dig deep for it. But we all have courage within us. Don't be afraid to tap into the courage for yourself and for others. As always, I'm wishing you nothing but peace, love, and happiness.